Hello, my name is Assignment-Copeland. I am currently a student in the Behavior Analysis Therapy program, the BCBA program at Southern Illinois University. I'm taking the online course for the basic behavior analysis, and this is the assignment we had to do with the peak relational training system. The participant that I used was a 10-year-old boy who was diagnosed with autism. Alex does a really great job memorizing numbers. He really likes numbers. He really does a great job memorizing sight words, and he has a ton of energy. But Alex has severe delays in communication, fine motor, social awareness, and cognition. Alex often struggles with correctly identifying things and situations around him. If he were to see something happen, he would have a difficult time describing that to someone else. He really struggles with being able to communicate. That's probably one of his biggest struggles for him. An example would be on a sunny summer day, Alex is often observed saying, "It's cloudy this fall." So like I said, he has a hard time mastering things that are going on around him. The method for this program, baseline data was collected on 7/27/2015, and I used a multiple baseline procedure. The student was tested to see his prior knowledge of the weather and the seasons, specifically in the area of identification receptively for the weather and seasons. The first program that I chose to do was 11H, receptively label seasons. And below you'll find the baseline data. When presented multiple pictures of seasons, Alex responded as follows. Summer, he received 0 out of 8 correct. Winter was 8 out of 8 correct. Fall was 4 out of 8 correct, and spring was 0 out of 8 correct. So how this went was Alex was presented with multiple pictures of different seasons the pictures were found on Google, and then he was asked to receptively identify the seasons based off of the pictures. And then for the purpose of this study, summer ended up being the target goal for the intervention phase. The next program that was done was 12D, receptively label weather. The baseline data was as follows. Cloudy, he received 0 out of 8. Raining, he received 7 out of 8. Snowing, he received 7 out of 8 correct. And sunny, he received 3 out of 8 correct. And for the purpose of the intervention phase, cloudy was the target goal. And then the last program that we ran was 11S, tacting seasons. When presented pictures of multiple weather patterns, or seasons, Alex responded as follows. Summer, he received 0 out of 8 for tacting. Winter was 2 out of 8 for tacting. And fall and spring were 0 out of 8 for tacting. Since Alex had a small skill set for winter, I decided to start with that one for the purpose of the intervention phase, so he could master winter first in tacting, and also because he did well with winter receptively, but he struggled with identifying it through tacting. The methods. So at first, Alex underwent baseline data collection, and then we moved into the peak relational training system. Stimuli was presented to Alex, and response data was collected immediately. Stimuli was prepared. Appropriate pictures were found for both the seasons and the weather patterns. Reinforcers were established. And for Alex, he really enjoys watching a train video that he has, so that was his reinforcing thing. If he did well and scored correctly, he received 5 seconds of watching the video. The SD was presented with a 3-second response time. Correct responses earned an automatic verbal praise in the reinforcer of the trained video, and then incorrect responses earned a presentation of the SD with an immediate prompt. And then below you can find some examples of the stimulus pictures that were shown to him. These are just a couple of them. We did have a lot, or I had a lot more. This was for snowing, sunny day, rainy, winter, summer, and fall, just so you could kind of see an example of the stimuli that were presented to the participant. The first graph that we have is 11H, receptively labeling the seasons. In the beginning, in the baseline phase, Alex scored zeros for all of them, and then he started to show a slow but pretty consistent, except for this one, growth, where he was able to obtain mastery at the top. For this particular student, it was really obvious that attention is a big struggle for him when mastering material. And actually right here, it was interesting because his brothers started to make a bunch of noise, and so that's why he needed the extra prompts to get through the stimulus. The next one we did was 12D, receptively labeling weather. This was also very hard for him because he didn't understand the difference between a sunny day and a cloudy day, because it's kind of hard for him because he sees the white clouds up in the sky and he automatically assumes that it's cloudy outside even though the sun's out and it's warm and it's a really nice day. So we focused, or I focused, on specifically gaining knowledge in cloudy day for this receptively labeling weather and the gray clouds so that he could understand the difference. In the beginning, he really struggled because if he saw a picture of a sunny day and there were some white clouds, he became a little bit confused. But he did show a steady, slow growth in being able to identify a cloudy day. And the last one that we worked on with Alex for this project was 11S, tacting seasons. Since he showed a strong mastery of being able to receptively identify the season of winter, I started off with winter as for him with tacting, and this was actually the one that he showed the most significant growth with in the time that he was there. As you can see, he had actually a little bit more than just some zeros, and then he rapidly increased to mastery. During the study, the participant showed a significant steady increase in being able to receptively and expressively tact different seasons and types of weather. This is a very functional skill that will provide the participant with needed language to communicate on an everyday basis. For this participant, this was actually a very functional skill for him because he would go outside during summer school and he would say to either his aide or to another student that it was raining outside, and then the students would looked at him puzzled because it was a nice sunny day. So this was a very functional and useful skill for him to be able to correctly identify the seasons and the weather. The participant showed a significant increase in mastering the material being taught after multiple SD presentations with prompting after 3 seconds of no response. He really benefited from having that concrete 3 seconds, whereas before his teacher was, varying her response time with the prompts from anywhere from prompting right away to prompting with a no prompt type of situation. So it was really great to see that he responded well to having a concrete 3 seconds of no response and then an automatic prompt that seemed to be very beneficial to him. And he also showed a steady increase in mastering the target skill, and he showed a reduction in the needed prompts. In the beginning of the intervention, he needed a lot more prompting, and then at the end we were able to fade out the prompting and he was able to respond correctly, showing mastery. So that's it. Thank you.